Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Closed and Paid Chillcast episode 6. Today we're going to talk about what we're talking about, bro. Offers,
Offers.
and proof and price and shit like that. The stuff that matters, 95% of that stuff is what matters, not your NEPQ fucking goal orientation, your gap selling bullshit.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. So I think that what we were talking about a little bit before this, is just like making sure like very specific things are in place from like an offer standpoint that you want to get it as close to just like selling itself as possible. But obviously, like, as a closer, you don't always have that autonomy. But I think it just comes down to like the awareness you have of like how to position certain things and not like relying on, like you said, fucking NEPQ goal questions like as a crush to sell people. Because I think if you have like specific things in place that make the offer like more appealing, it's gonna be much easier to close it.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Like closers can't, they don't always have autonomy, to change it. But I just think it's crazy how, we'll work with someone one to one. You look through the funnel, you look through all the things going on, you realize, oh, do you know what? Like 50% of what's going wrong is from before it even comes to the closer. So if we can't help in that regard, then you're like spinning your own wheels, you know.
Yeah, and like the one thing I would say, I'm glad you brought that up. Of like almost, it's kind of out of their control on the call.
Mm.
But in most situations, if you have, maybe like full autonomy to go in and start changing shit, but like be able to like reverse engineer that message, like people come in with this preconceived notion, people don't really understand the offer, people don't understand where the price is at or the guarantee, and just like front loading that stuff in the marketing, you can have and make your life a hell of a lot easier on the call with that stuff in place. And I think it just like being aware of
Mm.
all of it, like what's to look for that makes a good offer, and like trying to position a certain way. And like to give an example, I was reviewing a call and I was asking the guy like the closer questions about the offer, and he was telling me, "Oh yeah, we have this guarantee, we do this, we do this," but he wasn't fucking saying it on the call just because that wasn't like the sales process they initially had. And so I think it's just able to understand like what makes a good offer and how to sell that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's kind of I've over the past few months, I've mind's not been blown, but I've been accustomed and seen so many things, reviewing so much stuff. Actually, kind of on a new offer that's proven a lot of stuff right to me. Because if people have been watching my tweets lately, sometimes I've been tweeting about this whole like, you know, disingenuous stuff that closers do. Hey, so I just need to ask some more questions to figure out if it's a good fit. Oh, really? Oh, really? Like, tell me. Go on, list out all your fucking reasons why it's a good fit then. You sell a course, bro. A course that people go through and they get one-to-one help. Like, if people have the money and they're ready to pay you, they're a fit. No matter how much you try. So that shit kills me. And then I'm realizing, do you know what? All the stuff we do, and me included in some ways, a lot of it is bullshit, right? Like all these NEPQ, oh, I close him because of NEPQ, I close him because of gap. Or, hey, bro, you didn't close him because you didn't fucking magnify the gap. Like, all bullshit. So bullshit. Because, actually, do you know what? Let's go for it. What matters? Offer, proof of the offer, and price. Three things. 95% of what matters is that. Your 5% NEPQ stuff, bro, go and do it. But if you concentrate on those three, like you're ahead. You win.
Yeah, like the one thing I'll say, it's like the most reoccurring thing I ever hear in like the high ticket closing space. Like, oh, I'm on a bad offer. I'm on a bad offer. But like a lot of them fucking have that shit in place. Like they'll have a shit ton of testimonials. They'll have guarantees. The price is like relatively reasonable. Like, it's not a bad offer. More times than not, it's like a bad sales process. Like the way in which they sell that offer is just bad. And that's kind of what you were saying as well. It's like not needing to ask fucking bullshit NEPQ questions for literally no reason, just like leveraging the things that are in place. And I think more times than not, people are on like a decent offer. They're just selling very poorly.
Yeah, so it's like there's two sections for me. It's offer, proof, and price. So this is the main aspects. And then you've got, and I wrote it down, you've got like, they buy because they offer proof and price, and they buy from people, they like, trust, and respect. And even in that second category, like trust and respect, that includes just your ability to go through a sales process that isn't dumb, right? Like the dumbest shit people do, you won't believe. Like if you know the proof and the offer is really meaningful, how come you don't show any proof on your call? How come that's not in your pre-education materials? How come that's not in the VSO, right? And then how come you don't emphasize the offer? We're all scared about bringing up price as well. Like even though we know that's a fucking really key factor, people will really want what you have. But if they don't have the money, they don't have the money. No matter how many cases you show them, you know. And do you know what? We'll go into something I really believe in lately is I proved it, bro. Like I think this week, this week, helping out on a new offer. It's a financial offer, right? Okay, so the guarantee and the offer is I'm not going to go into it, but it's fucking good. It's solid. Like if you invest this, you will get this. Here's all the proof, and here's the guarantee. Like if it doesn't work, this is what you get back, right? And it's all great. And what it's made me kind of realize is, and I just closed a guy on a 6-figure contract, bro. Deposit down, second call booked, agreement sent. I didn't question one. I didn't do any questions, bro. No, nothing. I didn't even do yes or no. I literally said, should we get into things? I got 30 minutes. Perfect. So, John, I'm going to go straight into case studies. I'm going to go straight into potential earnings. Then I'm going to go straight into pricing. After that, we'll see where we are. Is that cool? Bro, I did 90% of talking. Closers like, oh, you should let them talk. They should be talking all the time. No, I talk. I tell them how it was going to be, showed them the proof, bang, 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 and seen it over and over again that it works. It's like,
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I think that in situations like that where the offer does a lot of like the selling in itself, but like the reality is like not many people are in that position. Right. And that's kind of why you start leaning on things like challenging them or like pushing away or like presenting alternatives, because it just enforces more of like an open and honest conversation. Because like ideally, every single person has an offer so fucking good they can just sit there and like present it and people buy it. But unfortunately, not the case for everyone. But I think that is like an extreme example, but still like a good example in terms of like the polar opposite of people asking fucking bullshit questions the entire call for no reason that serve no purpose and selling a shitty offer. Like ideally, you want to kind of move more toward that direction.
you're right. Like it is on the one side of the spectrum, right? In terms of like it's a
Yeah.
solid offer and it's financially based. Not all offers are like, hey, put 10K in, get 100K back, right?
Mhm.
Um, but then again, I do think there's elements of just that method and that delivery because I see a lot of problems with closers facing type A personalities, right? They face problems with just like holding frame and being the authority and stuff like that. You can take aspects of what I just said. Like you can literally go, cool, John, I ain't going to waste any time. I'm not going to ask you any bullshit questions right now. I'm going to go straight into case study. I'm going to show you what's
Yeah.
possible, what you can expect. I'm then going to go into a price range to see where we're at, right? Then after that, John, we'll see what we can do and where we're at, right? Something like that. We're taking away all this kind of risk on your part from controlling people and getting steamrolled because you're a bitch, and you go straight into fucking just like presenting the stuff that matters, right?
Yeah.
It's quite funny because the type A personalities suddenly might see they now forget that you're a little kid in your room and your mum's behind with a fucking vacuum cleaner, right? And they're like, oh shit, like the guy showed me something that's what I want, and I've just seen the proof. So now you can actually have a conversation that is meaningful, right? And the challenges that you said that I agree, incredibly important. But you can just challenge after that. And
Yeah.
they go, cool. So is that? Like, so I can expect sales from this? And you go challenge and you go, no, I'm not guaranteeing that at all. And if
Mhm.
that's what you want, this isn't for you, right? I'm fucking effective.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about going right into case study. Because I remember like people we worked with one on one be like put that in their script, like yo, like do it this way. Because like listen to the calls, it seemed like people didn't really get the offer, like how if it was for them, how it would help them. So like, yeah, go through a handful of like case studies, show them like different things of like what to expect from it. And like none of them really did it because they thought it was too weird. And then they don't do it, and then you still listen to the calls, and it's like 20 minutes in, you're like, yes, like what do you guys do? Does it do this? Does it do that? And it basically just like front loads that. I think in terms of like, to use a word of like frame and like the status, it's like you kind of are front loading that because you're giving them everything they need. They understand if it's for them, they understand that, how it's going to help them achieve those specific goals. And then when you ask questions, you can just kind of like tailor things specifically toward them. Of course, I'm speaking broad because every single offer is different. I have a couple of things in mind, but like it was exactly, I was selling like a lead gen offer for a while and it was a unique mechanism. So immediately what I did is I explained like the unique mechanism, how it worked. And then to understand like what best ways to kind of pitch them, then I would ask the questions and then you can do the challenges. But it just front loads that. It gets that like weird tension off. People don't know anything about your offer. You just kind of, again, get ahead of it.
Just show them what's possible.
Yeah.
And then also be fucking honest about it. Like, hey, this is what's possible, but it's not like everyone gets this. I'll show you why this person got this, and then also why some people don't. And you can make your mind up.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just reviewed a call, got to the end of the call, literally we're discussing, and the woman was like, hey, yeah, send me the invoice across. It's like we're going ahead, right? And then literally just the next second she went, so what's the company name again? I was like, fucking hell. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't get a bigger red flag than that.
Mm-hmm.
What's your IG handle again? And then I was like, this end game, shoot yourself quick.
Yeah. It's funny because stuff like that might be like a smoke screen, but I remember like selling other offers. Like, yeah, what's your website again? It's like you're trying to like close someone who doesn't really like know that much about your company. And I think that,
No, to like front load what we just said, like you
yeah,
might as well, if that ever comes up, it just gives you enough proof to front load you introducing case studies and what your company does and all that shit.
yeah. And like one thing I'll add to that, because I was also reviewing a call where they were like doing it, and it's not necessarily to like cater to them in a way like, oh, we're so fucking great, we're so awesome, we're doing all this shit. It's like, okay, maybe if you have like some pre-call form, like a setter, you kind of know their goal. It's like you could just show them exactly their goal. It's like, for example, like PR offer. People want to talk about being, fucking celebrities all over the internet, all this stuff. It's like I could sit there and show the Google presence of someone exactly like them with tons of articles when the person I'm talking to is zero, right? They know exactly what's possible. They know exactly we can do it. And if anything, you have that frame of like, listen, I can get you that result. It's really just a matter of, if you have the money to do it. And that's what the dynamic of the call becomes.
I think it's a really good point that not everyone is doing. I do think differently about there's offers out there, and maybe people are thinking it right. They're like, well, Rich, like I'm on an offer and it's not financial ROI, and so the guarantee is kind of shaky, right? There's lots of guarantees out there that are okay, but it's a lot of grey matter, right? It's kind of in between. It's like, hey, I'll produce this amount of videos for you. Like the result, I don't really know, but like let's go with 100% satisfaction, shall we? Should we do that? It's like, oh, okay, so like, we just spend like 5 figures on this, and then we'll see how it goes. And like, if you got a ton of money, like, okay, I get it, like, fuck it, go for it. But those type of offers, I think people are shooting themselves in the foot, bro, because, and I talk about this all the time in the course, like, offer owners box themselves in. If you've got an offer that's not fucking ROI, there's no financial shit, like as a guarantee, customize your offer for people. Don't say, I'll do X videos for you for this amount. Say, I can do this video, I can do this many, this many, this many. It's all custom, right? You can do one, you can do 20. I can add this, I can add this, right? And it's like you walking into a shop where you wanted this, but there's 100 options. So now I feel instead of you boxing me in, I can kind of pick and choose and feel like you are catering to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because there's like a million different ways to look at it for like a bunch of different offers. But I get what you're saying. Because like, for example, I was editing like these reviews we have like in the group of like the internal call reviews. And like for the PR offer, we had people come in, spend $100,000, people come in, spend $1,000. And like the way in which you ask questions, the way in which you pitch and present is like very much catered to like their goals and their pains as well as their budget. And it's like not coming in, yeah, for YouTube one, yeah, I really want like one video and then pitching them some like 6-figure package. Same thing with PR, really want one article and you pitch them a 6-figure package. There's a huge like disalignment there. And so I think the more you can kind of like bridge that gap and just pitch, like, use the word like custom, something like specifically for them, exactly what they want, you can sort of get away without having like a specific set ROI guarantee because you're still delivering exactly what they're asking for. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, bro, but sometimes I want something, right? And I'm kind of dumb. Like I'll just go ahead and buy it. I don't even need it, and we all do that.
Mhm.
But I like to semi. If you can't offer me a sit guarantee, I like to get excited about the thing, right? It's like I'll go into a car shop. I could go to a car garage, right? I just love cars. So if I walk in, it's really dangerous because a guy can come up to me and go, "Hey, do you want me? Should we sit down and design a car on the screen?" Like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? And that, like, if he didn't offer me that little in between bit,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work. But I can design it and I can do all these things and colors and seats and all that. Like, dangerous. And I think it's the same thing. That's why I did it for high key. I was like, guys, the ROI and the guarantee is not that solid, right? It's really like a long play and all this. So it's
Mhm.
difficult, but you can be custom. You can meet clients where they are. So, like, you can have a bottom end range of 3K, you can have 350K on the top end. We meet clients where they are. And if they put money down as a deposit to say that they're like a micro commitment, they're like interested, but they want to have some clarity. Like for
Mhm.
the car garage, bro, that's the clarity is I see on the screen like my car, right? In
Mhm.
in in an offer, you can't do that specifically, but what you can do is keep the door open. They can put a deposit down, and because they've done that, it's worth your time and effort to create something custom for them. Get on a second call and go through that custom thing,
Mhm.
right? And then suddenly you've got this person like me going, bro, I was kind of on the edge, but like I just seen what you've done. Oh fuck, let's do it. You know?
Mhm.
And that's what I think people need to start doing. Well, I'm writing this thing about how to sell in 2030. It's really how to sell right now, but like we need to be offer owners need to be doing this thing or thinking about this kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I think like so many authors, like I see, 'cause I just review a shit ton of calls, and it's like they're just selling kind of like a box. That's like every pitch sounds the exact same. It's like the same outcome, same deliverables, and the only people you really close are people who want exactly that. Where you
Mm-hmm.
have a ton of people get on the calls, and it's like, that's good. I kind of want it in this way. I want it in this way, and people just like refuse to adapt and like sell it to them. And again, it comes back to like sometimes closers like don't have that autonomy, but even just like explaining things differently, positioning things differently, and you just sort of like open that up to like a wider array of people. Where like the more custom you can make it seem, the more people you're going to close, right? Because you're just selling exactly what they want. It's like they're supposed to like sell the vacation at the fucking plane ticket. If you can
Mm.
sell them like their specific vacation, and if you can customize it, if you can have like those extra steps to literally give them exactly what they want, you're just going to close more people that way, as opposed to just trying to like have one offer and just put everyone in that box.
It's mental, bro. You don't even have to go fully custom though. Like you can just go price range. You can have three options, like
Yeah.
fully automated, automation with one to one, and then fully custom. Just because there are people there who don't have all that money, and so look, you'll capture a lot of those people because they want to work with you. But the greatest thing is the people who would spend way more with you that you never knew will buy that top package for 20K instead of 12, right? And you make more money that way as well. Like people don't even think of that concept.
Yeah, the price one was a good one. It's kind of like the same concept where I remember like, for example, like the PR one, like I'd sell a six-figure package in the morning, and then the next call I'd have a $1,000 payment for like one article or something, and it
Mm.
just gives you that ability to just sell every single person that's on the calendar, and so it almost makes the offer seem more custom just because you can do so much with it.
It's like you can go into Rolex, bro. There's fucking watches for like God, I don't know, like 3 or 4K maybe five. I'm not sure. And why do they do that? It's like what you people like start there, right? And
Hmm.
then and
Yeah.
then and then they move up. Like some people come straight in at a really high one, And it's proven to me also on offers. Like I've closed people who are fucking wealthy, bro. They like huge amounts of money in their account, and they start on a fucking incredibly low package,
Mhm.
and it makes me, you know, widens my understanding, because it's like, if I was really adamant, I would have boxed them in and said it's 10K for you, because I know your welfare. But
Mhm.
allowing them to start there, and immediately after a month or so, they've come up to the 10, they've come up to the 15, come up to the 20K a month, because of my ability to be open at the start. Like, it shows how stupid or short-sighted a lot of us are.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, I think this was fire. Let's end it.
Cool. Thanksgiving episode.
Peace out, guys.